Hello, hello. So I'll just quickly check uh, if I am live and if my I am audible properly. I'm perfectly audible and so I am ready with my cup of tea and we are going to have a blast this night, and we'll be doing coding questions, and and I'll keep on doing it until I feel sleepy. And let's see if we somehow end up doing sufficient coding questions, then we can uh, jump on to various sections which are going to come in the Accenture paper. Also, just a second, I'll share my screen. uh, I hope my screen is visible now. Yes, my screen is visible. So every day we are planning so much of work and we are able to do very less. And this specifically the fifth day, okay, this day went well. That is on fourth. On fifth, I wasn't able to do anything. Uh, so we'll put a cross over here. So this documentation, I wanted to keep this documentation as real as possible. So we'll mark this red. Where is the cut sign? Okay, this is red, and I hope. Okay, nope, 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 nope. This was red, correct? Okay, let's. Okay, so we were not able to do anything on. Okay, so fifth was that day. Uh, Done it green. And is supposed to be correct. Okay, I think there is some problem. Why don't we manually change it to green completely? Okay, so I guess because of control 5 it is having this color. We'll now turn it to green. Perfect. And let's do it over here also. Control 5. Correct. Okay, so 6 we weren't able to do anything much. Okay, coming to day 7th, day 7, which is now day 6, because day 6 of preparation. Okay, so quickly we'll plan out what we want to do. Okay, so there is not much planning because uh, the most crucial thing is coding, definitely. And as we are coming very close to the Accenture exam, then we have to plan accordingly, and we have to extremely uh, uh, increase the targets, increase the intensity of at which we are doing things as well. We have to do it for longer hours. So we'll remove this coding questions. See, today I'll not keep a number target. We'll just keep on doing until we feel fulfilled. And if I do nothing, I have to do SQL no matter what. Again, no, I'm not putting a number to it. So quickly, I have someone whom I have to share this link to. Let's figure out how do I share the link. Okay, here I am. Okay, and just quickly stop sharing my screen and we'll do the deed. So we are done with what I was doing. So back here, JS question needs to be done no matter what. Okay, JS questions, and then what today? MS Office today anyhow. Okay, MS Office once, and what is left? MS Office, there was CN related questions, and um, what were the questions? CNS. Oops. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, it's not happening. Okay, okay. Okay, my bad. Accenture study material. Okay, so networking related, there are pseudocodes was one thing we forgot completely about. Forgot completely. Pseudocodes, cloud, networking, all these questions. Um, Cloud, and what else? Cloud. B. Not pseudocodes. Just keep hello, hello viewer. So we'll keep CN cloud and network. CN means networking, to be honest. Cloud, and then CN and network security. Okay, network security and MS Office is done. Network security is left. Cloud. So without any specific target about the quantity, or yes, the quantity that we'll be targeting, let's just start. Okay, where do we where will be uh, from where will be uh, doing from where we'll be doing the coding questions SQL. So again, Khan Academy is the stop. Let's open it up. Khan Academy can be, although it's not very much legal to share what is happening here, but still, as we have only one dedicated viewer with us, so uh, we don't mind sharing our screen. Hi studio as do although I've read it earlier only, rereading it. What feels better than having one supporter you late night and sipping your favorite chai? Okay, so yesterday, day before yesterday, we did this coding question and it somehow got failed here, but it was very much working and it was simply finding prime numbers. Okay, so let's do another coding question. And these are coding assessment. I can see the stickers. Let's do another coding question. Where is it? Coding mock 2, coding mock test 5. So how come is this 14, 15 and 16? Are there other coding questions as well? Okay, these are the coding questions that people have got in their October drive. For some reason it is taking time. It never does. So these are some JS based questions, not coding questions, that the ones we were looking for exactly. Okay, so this is SQL. Perfect. Okay. So okay, so we have a coding question also. So mm, so it is string manipulation and it has map also. What is the question? What is the question? Where is the question? We missed the question somewhere. Mm. Are there any other Accenture? Okay, no, this is not exactly. So I think we have searched the wrong section. Again, let's come on to this section. Next page, next page, next page. Why is this solution given here and there is no question to it? We'll see what is the question. We'll search the question manually. So it turns out that we have 4 pages only over here. So okay, so we have some coding question here, similar questions to Accenture. So we don't see any coding questions over here. Updated pseudocode, OS. Web based. Perfect. There is a lot to do. Okay, let's. Nope, these are not relevant. Coding questions. Here are the coding questions. Top 60 SQL. Nope. Here coding questions. Full PDF. Okay. This is here is the main thing. The show stopper. Draw your. Okay. Next page. Capture content. Okay. So Accenture starts from page 1. Write a program to find the. Let's see if we can uh, quickly get the gist of doing the. If we can uh, get the solution just by reading the question. I mean, I'll rate it how easy it is for me to do it in terms of level. I'll rate it easy, medium, hard for me, not in actual sense. Write a program to find the smallest number in a given array of integer, and the first line of input will be an integer indicating how many array. Okay, so we have. Okay, we if we let n denote this number, the following n lines of input will have one integer each. Perfect. Okay, so we have the take out the smallest number. Perfect, we can do this, I guess. Okay, so one thing to note that in these types of questions we have to write the code from very beginning, because we have to actually initiate scanner and everything. Okay, this is another problem statement. So Edward's birthday. It is Edward's birthday today, and his friends have bought him a huge circular cake. Edward wants to find out the maximum number of pieces he can get by making exactly n straight vertical cuts on the cake. Your task is to write a function that returns the maximum number of pieces that can be obtained by making a number of cuts. Since the answer can be quite large, modulo it by this an integer and denoting the number of cuts. Okay, so input 1 will be return, output will be return the maximum number of pieces that can be obtained by making n cuts on the cake. So input is 1 and the output is 2. Explanation: given the above scenario, if we make one cut on the cake, the maximum number of pieces of cake we can obtain is 2, and 2 divided by this is equals to 2. 2 modulo 106 is 2, hence 2 is the assumed output. Okay, so if we have 5 cuts, then the answer is 16. How are we actually getting this number 16? I can imagine cutting a cake into 5 pieces, 5 straight lines, and how do I calculate the number of cuts pieces that we are getting? Given the above scenario, if we have 5 cuts, the maximum number of pieces we can obtain is 16, and 16 modulo this is equal to 16, and 16 is the returned as output. So we have to create the logic for the number of cuts. Let's see if this T helps. See, we won't be looking at the solution. Let's start with this only. This modular thing we'll keep in mind, but the main task is to actually think around the coding question. How are we getting 16 on 5 cuts, and how are we getting whatnot? So we have done so many coding questions. Now let's do our thing over here. This is question Edward. Okay, so we'll select this and we'll increase the font to 36. Question Edward, and we'll be pasting the code later on, but the main part is to think. So we'll think um, perfect Edward. So let's assume this is our cake, and if we cut it in how do we cut we cut it like this. If the number of n is 1, we have 2 pieces. If the n is 2, then we have 4 pieces. If the n is 3, then we have 1 2 3 6 pieces. Okay, so we can assume something from here. If n is equals to, okay, not like this. Okay, it's a okay, I'm getting somewhere. N is equals to, if the cut is 1, then pieces are 2. If the cut is even number, then we have 4 pieces. If we make 3 cuts, then uh, we have 6 pieces. Yes, we have 6 pieces. Then if we have 4 cuts, 4 cut means this. So how many pieces do we have? 1 2 3 4 8. Okay, 8 pieces, double the pieces. Now this is interesting when we have 5 cuts on the cake. This is where things are getting cool. Okay, the 5th cut, correct? So why not, let's just keep a cut from over here, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, so oops. So okay, so how many pieces do we have now? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are 10 pieces. So we are just having double the pieces as we have the cuts. How is it giving 16 answer then? Then we have 10 pieces here, just double the number of. Let's repeat the question once. How is it giving 16? This is not possible. Given the above scenario, if we make 5 cuts on the cake, the maximum number of pieces we can obtain is 16, and 16% one piece helps us with two, one cut helps us with two pieces, 5 cuts somehow help us with 16 pieces. 5 cut gives 16 pieces. Is this practical? There can be a possibility if this is not correct. Let's see if someone has given something. No. How is this correct? Let's review our question once again. So this is cut 1. Oh, okay, so let's count it from here. So this is the first cut, this is the second cut, this is the third cut, this is the fourth cut, this is the fifth cut. Correct? How many pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 pieces. How was it giving 16 pieces? Uh, it is Edward's birthday today. His friends have bought him a huge circular cake. Edward wants to find out the maximum number of pieces he can get by making exactly n vertical cuts on the cake. Your task is to write a function that returns the maximum number of pieces obtained by the n number of cuts. I don't think this makes sense to me. Let's find out what solution have they given. So let's see the Java solution, whether it doesn't really change the logic. Mhm. So we have n over here, long n. Okay, so long n, and then this is the formula they have used for the number of pieces. Why so? Why so? N into n plus 1 by 2. This is the formula of n natural numbers plus 1. Why this plus 1? Static final int. This is how you use a mod, but without static and final also it would have worked properly. But yes, this is optional. So if see the answer is such a small one, but how are they actually ending up with this conclusion that 5 gives 16 pieces and we have to somehow take the sum of n numbers? How is it happening? It is something that we really need to see. So let's At this point, let's ask our friend GPT. So we'll be writing the solutions. Writing solution is no big deal until the main thing is to actually understand the question. Tell me if this statement makes sense. 5 vertical cut gives 16 PIECS. How is that possible? Or is there something that I'm missing out? Hey Siri. Okay. Mm, so what we are going to do, uh, so somehow GPT says that it is making sense. So I'm audible. I was checking that if I am audible or not with this background music getting played. So I cannot hear this music only. Okay, you are listening. Thank you. Not on screen. Okay, so short answer is yes, it makes sense. This makes sense because the cuts are not parallel. Each new cut intersects all previous cuts, making I am not on screen. What does that mean, Mads? Because the age algorithm given the maximum possible pieces, the key idea, can you help me visualize it? Can you help me visualize? Okay. 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 Understood. Beautiful. Okay, so this is how you actually get the maximum number of pieces. So it turns out that it has a formula to it. And do not go through the center of the pizza. The 5 lines do not go through the center of the pizza, but they somehow cut in such a way that it gives mm, the maximum number of pieces. So this is how you attain maximum number of pieces. So this I don't know how come students will get to know this in midway exam. Because the We'll ask GPT only how to approach this, because this was not I cannot have thought this by myself. That five, how is five given, giving 16 pieces, and how is three, how is one card giving two pieces, is it's good, but number of five cards giving two 16 pieces, does it, I wasn't able to add up to this conclusion. Because the cuts are not parallel, each cut intersects all previous one, giving the maximum possible pieces. Okay. Key idea: the main problem is the max and over with reform a straight line, which is max piece is equals to this formula. This is not five vertical parallel cuts. Parallel cuts only give six pieces, but the maximum intersecting cuts give only three. And check for five. Okay, so let's see how they have come to this. Each cut is placed is such that intersect all previous cut. No cut, two cuts are parallel. No three cuts meet at a single point. So, this positioning makes every cut one extra region more than the previous cut. This positioning makes every new cut create one extra region more than the previous cut. Okay, okay. So one card gives two pieces. Two cards would have given how many pieces? If four pieces, correct. Two cards anyway. How would have given two pieces, right? So let's see if this formula fit. N into 0, that is 3 divided 6 divided by 2, which is equals to 3 and plus 1 4. Yes, it works for this. You are missing the fact the problem does not mean vertical is equals to parallel cuts. I Okay, understood. Two cards and three cards would give. See, I don't understand how a person can come to this and conclusion and get this form formula out of nowhere. Am I the only one unaware of this concept of ACH achieving the max PICS? Because I was considering all cuts cross through one point. I am not okay, so I've read this. Almost everyone who first sees the problem thinking exactly like you. This is very natural assumption, but does not give maximum number. Most people have never taught this maximum number concept in school, so the formula feels like it came from thin air. Correct. But once you understand the logic and the formula becomes obvious, let me explain the simplest way possible. Yeah, this is not how to achieve a maximum number of pieces. Each cut must new piece. How do I come? Why this formula suddenly appear? It's not magic. Cut one appear. Yeah. New piece. Hmm. Properly to achieve maximum number of pieces to each new cut must intersect previous cut. Every previous cut, not two cuts should be no two cuts, three cuts should meet not no three cuts should meet at the point. This ensures intersection is unique. Why this is optimal? Each cut divided into more segments, each in a new piece. ठीक है. Why this formula suddenly appears? It's not a magic. How come? Let's derive it slowly and logically. Cut one, correct. So let's do the intersect at one to do a segment. Now, if it intersects both the previous cuts in unique point, it breaks into three segments. Let's do it ourselves. Let's find it out ourselves. How come Edward would have achieved so many pieces? Okay, so we have a circle now. Or should we try a proper circle? Let's assume this is one proper circle. Correct. This is the first line. This is the second line. This is only possible with two cuts. Okay. Now, how come are we cutting piece three? So, I think this is how you make the third cut. And because you are cutting two lines, so this will give 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in this case, in by this practice, what we are getting n and p. From cut 1 we are getting 2 pieces, from cut 2 we are getting 4 pieces, from cut 3 we are getting how many pieces? 5 pieces. That's interesting. And then from 4 cut, let's make the 4 cut. Fourth cut must cut all the 3 lines, must cut all the 3 lines. The only way to touch all the 3 lines is by simply cutting it over here, or cutting it over here. So we'll try to do it. Okay, so this was the first one, this was the second one, this was the third one, and now this has to be the fourth one. Okay, it is cutting all the lines. Now we have, now this is the fourth one, correct? One. Now how many pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, correct. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now 4 gives 9 pieces, and so on and so forth, and 5 somehow will give 16 pieces. This is given in the question. Okay, so what pattern are we actually seeing? 2, 4, 5, 9. What increment rate? This is just double, this is not double. How come 3 has given only this much pieces? 3 has given second here. No, we are mistaking somewhere. Cut 3 adds new 3 pieces. Cut 4 adds 6 pieces. Okay. So every cut gives new exactly those many number of pieces. Okay, so they simply add. P is over here. We are trying to somehow make sense. Okay, so let's quickly think again. Let's quickly think again. So we have a circle. We have a circle. This is the first card. This is the second card. How come are we going to get the third card? Third card is over here. Third card should give how many pieces? Three new pieces. No three cards intersects through a point. Now three has created three different pieces. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, so one gave two pieces, two gave four pieces, three gave how many pieces? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven pieces is what three bought us. So we have added two. Okay, we have added two over here. Now we have added three over here. Now we have added four. We have to do four in such a manner that four gives all so many pieces. Cut all the three lines. One is here. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Somehow, okay, I still don't know how we'll get this number, but simply we have got the pattern that this is nothing but sum of n natural numbers. So I'll try to remember this. If we have to attain the maximum number of pieces, then every cut will give uh, exactly new pieces as that of the number. So if we are giving it a fourth cut, it means it is going to bring four new pieces. If we are if it is the third cut, then it is going to bring three more new pieces. Second cut, it is going to bring two more new pieces, and first cut is going to bring one more new piece. So cake is one piece in the beginning, and with the first cut it is bringing one more cut. So with the five we have an assumption that it will bring five new pieces. So only with this conclusion are we getting 16. Perfectly matches uh, the the output they have given us in the solution. So we have to know, we must know, and anybody must should know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 till n is sum of n natural numbers, and sum of n natural numbers, the formula is n into n plus 1, n into n plus 1 by 2 plus 1. I'm not sure about the plus 1. N into n plus 1 by 2 plus 1. Is it the formula? Yes, plus 1. At the original. Okay, so yes, sum of n natural number is exactly this, but considering cake as the first piece. Okay, this is cake. This is cake whole. Before cutting, correct? So now you have attained the maximum number of pieces. What did you miss? Why did you miss? Because your reference all cut to one point is logically it and feels logical. Maximum strategy is different. Make every intersection unique. This is not obvious unless someone explains it. Okay, thank you. Yes, this conversation was helpful. So again, GPT helped us think through it properly, and I think we don't need to write the code for it. we are definitely going to write the code for it. We'll be able to write the code for this, but let's now just skip this. We'll do a better question. Vertical current explained. We'll just go through the question. And the number of kicks. So we have to simply put the formula plus one. Plus one. I think the catch is to actually reach the conclusion that how come five cuts are giving 16. This is the first catch. Second catch is that if you are okay, so this is the only catch. If you are getting 16 out of the formula, that and first of all the sum of n natural numbers and plus one because of the cake being the original first piece. So, and again, once you are done calculating the number of pieces, then you have to modulo it for some reason with a very large number, that is uh, 10 lakh 7, and that will give the same number of same number of cuts. Somehow it will eliminate the point, I guess. Let's quickly look at the Java solution, what it has to offer. Public static void main and util Java dot util dot scanner. Okay, static public class main static. Okay, so this is not how I would have done this, because they have declared static final int mod before, not inside any class. They have not inside the main function, either uh, in the make cake pieces max cake pieces function. They have given it outside both the functions. They have given directly into the class. So this is why they have used static and final. Correct. Okay. And this is the most proper way one should write, but this is not what people write and what people would write if they are given the question on spot. Public static void main int k, and they have taken long. This is what I have to consider. I have to take long n is equals to n. So we are actually typecasting here, and this this gets done automatically. Long pieces, then we write the formula, we have the pieces, then we return it into int once we are done moduling um, uh, once we are done with modulus from the mod value that we have taken. So again, all the Accenture questions asks us to do one thing, and they ask us to manually take the input. We don't have to just write the function for what they're asking in the question. We have to write the whole question ourselves. This is what uh, I have learned over time, and this is what the question asks basically, giving the exact input and the output scanner and extent. Okay. Let's go on to the next question. Regions on a plane. This one is interesting. Let's read the question, and I'll use a minute to use the washroom. There was one better word. Washroom. Water. Okay, loo. I was looking for loo. Powder room loo. Yes, clock. Powder room. I was about to say clock room. Oh, sorry. Loo. Mr. Professor is a great scientist, correct? But he is not able to find a solution to one problem. There are n straight lines that are not parallel, and no three lines go through the same point. Oh, this is the exactly same question but different wording. The lines divide the plane into m regions. Write a function to find out the maximum number of such regions he can get out on a plane. Now, plain is something different. Plain is something different. Why is plain something different? It is because uh, it can be a square. Oh, it is giving again the same solution. I don't think we have to think that far. Input one, an integer representing the number of straight lines, and output return the maximum number of regions. Exactly the same thing happening over here. We'll see the exact formula. That is this. Correct. Correct. Okay, so this is quite a popular question. Two same questions. Two same logics, just different wording. So I'll be right back. Enjoy the music. Bye. Till then. back. So this entire time I was thinking how to use the word Lou. How do you when you I use the word Lou in a sentence? Yes. Excuse me, where is the loo? Is there a loo? I'm just going to the loo. I'm going to the loo. Correct. This is what I could have said. Should I say loo is an informal yet polite British term for toilet? It is informal to my surprise. I thought it was very much formal. Well, let's get back. Somehow we learned two words, or we at least brought these words into awareness. First is loo, second being powder room. Powder room is what they say in formal settings. I'm going to use the powder room, is what I heard a British actress say. Back to the question. So this question for the second time. Great. Coming to the fourth question, which is sum of odd integers in an array. Sum of odd integers in an array. If these are the questions that are coming in Accenture, I think it is going to be good. But in the last year's paper, I spotted a map related question. And what could it be? Find the maximum number of frequency, the highest frequency element. I don't think it's something which can trouble me. Sum of odd integers in an array. An odd number is a number which is not multiple of 2. You are required to implement the following. Sum of odd integers. The function accepts an integer array a, error and length n as its argument. You are required to calculate the sum of all odd integers in an array and an. Okay. Sum of odd integers in an array and return the same. Okay. Okay, so we have to first of all count the all the okay, so we have to create a new array. This is what uh, I am understanding. I can make out of it. The odd integers in an array are 1 4 okay, these are the all the integers 1 7 11 5 are odd integer and their sum is 24, hence 24 is returned. Okay, so why is the problem saying us to create a new array if we can simply add the odd elements? We can iterate through every element and check if it is odd. If it is odd, then we can add it. Custom input. So why it is enforcing, why it wants us to have all the odd integers in another an array of named an. Can we do that? Even if it is not asking us, can we do that? How do we do that? Are there any default dynamic array that we can create? So array list is one thing that is coming in my mind, and array list is definitely something that we do not have to allocate the number of elements that are definitely going to be. If we do not know the number of elements that are going to be inside the array, then we choose array list. Okay, so I'll start it over here and I'll write array list. We have to study array list. Array list, hash maps, and string functions. These uh, and the string functions. These are some things that one must know at all times, because these are going to help no matter where you are. So first is array list is something that we are 100% going to look into today. Hash map, yes, I know about hash map. I can even solve questions in hash map. And we have string functions, correct? Yeah, string functions, okay. And array functions also, array list and dot arrays class also. So we have dot arrays. What it is, it is functions. So these are certain things that we have to do. I don't think we need to do this question also. This is very much uh, this is so easy to be done. On to our next question. This one is going to be interesting. Inversion count in an array problem. Inversion count in an array problem. Okay. Let j and k be the two indices in an array. If j is greater than k and aj and aj is also greater than k, ak, then the pair jk is known as an inversion pair. Okay, no. If index j is smaller than k, correct, and and the value at the index j is greater than the what value is it on the index k, then it is called an inversion pair. You are required to implement the following function. You are required, okay, implement the following function and inversion count. The function accepts the array a of n unique integers. Unique, all are different, okay. As its argument, you are required to calculate the number of inversion pair in an array and then return. Love this question. I think I'll be able to do this, but we'll actually do this. If a is null in case of either, if n is smaller than 2, then return 0. Input this. N is 5, yes. Then the output is 4. The inversion pairs are 20 and 6. Yeah. First 20, 1 and 20. So I'll manually take out the inversion pairs first of all. I actually need to think through the solution. What are inversions here? Where j leave. The inversion pair, okay, let's 1 and 20. Why has it given 20 and 6 as the first inversion pair? Okay, understood. For one, j is smaller every time, and every number is smaller than j. Every number is actually greater than the first element, so it is never going to be the inversion pair. Okay, I was thinking correctly. We then jump onto the index. J moves to the second index. J becomes 1, and k is every value. So first we'll take okay, 20 and 1 can also be the solution. No, then it is going to, okay, so assuming that j never surpasses k, correct? J never surpasses k, so j is always smaller than k. J has to be always smaller than k, and we just have to compare the elements. So every time we take j, we have to take k as the index next to it, correct? Starting indexes which are next to it. So 20 and 6, yes, inversion pair, j is smaller than, and the values are inverted. Okay, 20 and 4, correct. 20 and 5, correct. Now coming to 6, correct. 6 and 4 is also there. Coming to the 6 and 5 are also there. Coming to 4, can 4 and 5 is the inversion pair? No. So there are 5. 100%. I've got the question completely. Now what is the other test case? 5, and we have the array. We have 4 elements. Okay, this is not the, this is the second test case. 13, 10, 19. We'll find out what the output is going to be. For every number that is greater than j is going to be the answer. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. So 3 here, and then 3 here, 6, and then 1 here, 7. Then it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then 7 and then okay. Uh, in place of 13 is the answer. 21, 20, 15, and 14. Correct. 3. We have 3. In case of 10, what do we have? Again 3. Correct. Again 3. So we have 6 in hand now. In case of 9, what do we have? Again 3. Then we have 9. In case of 6, okay, I am thinking completely opposite. Uh, in case of 13, what are the small quantities elements which are smaller than 13? 10, 9, and 6. They are 3. Okay, not 21, 15, and 14. Correct. So we have 3. In case of 10, how many smaller numbers do I have than 10? We have got 2 numbers over here. So 5 till now. Okay. So 9, with the 9, we have only one number smaller than 9. Okay. So we have 3, and then 2, 5, 5, and then 1, 6. 6 till now. If we are 21, then is in both the cases. 21 gives 2 cases. Then we have 5 and then 2. That gives us 7. 7 and then 15 is also greater than 14. That gives us 8. But somehow we have 9 as the output. Let's think through it again. 13 is greater than 10, 9, and 16. 3 we have currently. Then 10 is greater than 9 and 6. 5 we have right now. Then 9 gives us 6. Then we have 6 right now. 21 gives us 2. Then we have 8 right now. Correct. correct. 8 right now. 15 gives us 1, that is 9. 9 is the output. 9 here is also the output. Let's make the solution. Let's write the solution for it. Okay, inversion pair, correct. Inversion pair, and we have to manually take the array and the elements of the array. Inversion count is the name of the function. Let's write the code. We always use program is as the online compiler, and let's write the code real quick. So what do we have right now? Let's start from here. Enter of declared scanner, and then we take input n is equals to sc dot next int. Correct, we have taken the number of elements. Now we run the for loop. Now we are running a for loop till I oh, so we have to initialize an array as well. How could I have missed this? Int r is equals to new int, then we write the number of elements we want, correct, and then arri is equals to sc dot next int, correct. We are good to go. So this is how we take the elements of the array. Now what do we do? Now we have to share this array, correct. We inversion count, okay, so we simply print inversion count inversion count is equals to, and then we add our function here, that is inversion count. I needs to be small because we use camel case in Java, and we are passing what, the array over here. We are passing the array over here. Now it is time for us to write the write the code for another function, that is public public static what do we return? Int inversion count. I needs to be small, dude. I needs to be small inversion count, and then we'll tell him that we are passing an array, dude, and then we are simply calculating the length of the array, which is arr.length. We have the length of the array. Now what is the inclusion? Oh, sorry. How do we do? Do we run a for loop? Yes, we run a for loop. For int I is equals to 0, I is lesser than len, correct, I plus plus. I think I will run till len minus 1, length minus 1, because we are taking k as always the next element. Okay, so let's take this j. Why not take this j? Because the question says it is j. Okay, so j in our case is always smaller than this, and int k is equals to j plus 1 always, and k runs till length and k plus plus. So we have k and j. If see j k is always going to be greater than 1 by this logic, so we don't have to write k is j is smaller than k always, correct? Here j is greater. Now what do we have to check? Actually, arr j must be greater than arr arr k, correct? Correct. If it happens, then we count. Simple counter, we simply increase its value. Where are we initializing the counter? Over here. Count is equals to 0, and yes, there needs to be a data type for the counter, int. So we are counting it. I don't think there is anything much to it. We are simply returning it over here, return count. I think this is our final solution. Let's take a simple test case, and I don't think there is going to be any errors in this code. Oh, there are. So we have not imported scanner. We'll quickly import scanner. Import java.util.capital scanner. Done. Done. So for the time I have got too good at writing codes, and let's take first input as 11, second input as 9, then 8, then 7, then 21. So 63, 3 correct, 3 to 5, 5 correct, 516 correct, 6, oh 6 is the answer, correct. Perfect, we have made the solution for it. I'm happy with myself. I can easily do these types of questions. We are able to solve this question. Again, if this is going to be the level, I am very hopeful that we'll be able to crack the solution. But even if it requires more from us, we have some time, and we can make use of this time and can make things work. Now this is question inversion count. How do we select one line only? Oh, merge sort? Why have they used merge sort over here? Merge sort? I don't think we have to do this much. We simply... Nope. Nope. I would have never thought of this. I would have never come to this conclusion if anyhow they are using merge sort. I would have never used merge sort for it. I don't think they have anywhere written that we have to make its complexity so low. In merge Let's ask our friend GPT if we have done the right solution. GPT is a great validator because platforms like these are good for compiling all the questions, but I don't think they are a valid source. They are a good source for checking the solutions. For even if you are thinking that you are going to be able to validate questions well by using these platforms, and if these platforms are giving you proper solutions, friend, you are mistaking somewhere.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built for
I want
fucking
to know
abuse. I
if
got secrets
this is
that nobody,
okay,
nobody,
and
nobody
if this
knows.
is what the question was asking. Simple, short, RESPONSE. Yes, no. Okay, simple, yes. And we don't have to worry about their solutions.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built
On to
for
the next question.
fucking abuse. I got
Problem
secrets
statement.
that nobody, nobody,
This is a big one.
nobody knows.
This is a big one. There is a big solution. So, there's a big explanation to it. Let's see if we can do. We'll do one more question like this, and afterwards we'll jump on to the mock questions because that map thing is still intriguing me. You want to defeat your enemy one last time. Your enemy is much stronger this time, and it will require exactly T units of energy to defeat him. Okay, initially you do not have any energy. There are exactly N cities from which you can collect the energy. Initially, you will enter the city first. Each city will give you some energy. The energy gains from the city are in non decreasing order. Every hour you can do one of the following things. If you are in some city you can collect E energy units from that city. Okay. If you are in some city U and have at least JU units of energy, you can spend J units of energy and jump over the next city, that is city minus U plus 1, and jump to the next city minus units plus 1. How come is this making sense? Your task is to find the minimum number of hours required to defeat your enemy. Okay, this is a very good question. Not because uh, it is going to be complex or something, but only because of the wording makes it interesting. And these are the questions that I think are going to come. Your task is to find the minimum number of hours. Input format. Let's reread the question quickly once again. You want to defeat your enemy one last time. The enemy is much stronger this time. It will require T units of energy to defeat him. Okay. Initially, you do not have that energy. There are exactly n cities in which you can collect the energy from. Initially, you will enter the city first. You will enter the city first. Each city will give you some energy. The energy gains from the cities are in non-decreasing order. The from cities are in non-decreasing. The energy gains from the city are in non-decreasing order. Every hour you can do one of the two following things. Every hour you can do one of the two following things. Either you are in some city you and you can use some you can collect some energy from that city. Or what I can do in 1 hour, if you are in some city you and have at least J units of energy, you can spare J units of energy and jump to the next city. city minus u plus 1, city minus u energy, city minus u energy plus 1. Okay. Input consists of three lines. The first input contains two space separated integers, an NT denoting the number of cities and the energy required to the number of cities and the energy required to defeat the enemy respectively. The second line contains n space separated integers denoting the e elements of an array. Perfect. The third line contains n minus 1 space separated integers denoting the number of elements of the array j. How do we know the exact number of elements in j? The third line contains n minus 1. Okay, so n j will be n minus 1 length. Okay. Read the input from SDI of applicant. Output, print the minimum number of hours required to defeat your enemy. Let's see if we can make the solution in less time. This is the catch because doing the question in more time won't make any sense. Okay, so input is 2 and 13. 2 and 13. 13 is the energy that we are required to defeat uh, enemy. Then in the second line we are giving two 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 cities. Okay, that has 2 energy and 7 energy. That has 2 energy and 7 energy. Output after and the third line is the number of energy that we have right now. Is the number of is the energy line contains n space separated integers denoting the elements of the array j. What is j?
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets,
In SimCity, you have at least j units of energy. So I think j is the parallel energy that we are having of the city. Output is 6. How? The first line in the first R we are in city 1 and we collected 2 units of energy. Now we have 2 units of energy. In the second hour we are on in the first hour we are in city 1 and we collected 2 units of energy, correct? Now we have 2 units of energy, correct? In the second hour we are in city yeah, we have energy 4. In the third hour we collected the and then we are 6. In the fourth hour we are in 31 and we are in after earning 2 units of energy, earning 2 units of energy, now we have 1 unit of energy after moving to the correct. Now we have got 8 energy and we are left with now we have 1 unit of energy after moving to the next city after burning 5 no 6 units of energy, correct? Mm. Okay, so it takes me 5 5 energy to 5 is the j is the cost of the energy which is required out of me to move from one city to another city. So from moving one city to another city, it will require me 5 elements. Okay, that is why it is lesser, one less than the number of cities. Correct. Now I have understood this logic. 5 units of energy. If in the fifth hour we are in city 2 and we are allocated 7 units of energy. Okay, correct. Now we have 8 units of energy per correct. In the sixth hour we are in 32, we are collected 7 units of energy. Now we have 15 units of energy. 15 and 14 are required to 13 is required to kill the enemy. It will take a minimum of 6 hours to defeat the enemy. Correct. Temple input again we have 3 and then we have 5. In order to move from 5 to 5 we have 5 2. Minimum number of ouch. How on earth are we going to make this solution? How are we ever going to make this solution? They are taking vector in C. In Java we are taking QZ.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
So it is quite a good solution, or I don't think we'll be able to work around this. Let's read another one. There are n students in a class. You are given the marks of all. Even if we are making the solution, we it will require us 100% 1 hour. In especially in exam type situation, I will not be able to make it less than 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is the minimum time, and how 40 minutes is the minimum time, and how we'll be able to do the SQL and the JS question in 1 hour if this is going to be the case. There are n students in a class. You are given exam number mark of all the students represented by remarks. You want to maintain the equality in each section of the class, or for that you have to go ahead having equal marks to the marks of two toppers. This is a good question. I don't think. Uh, oh, I think this is a good question. We can write the solution for this. The last question was quite difficult.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all
Here,
the
80 and 92 student 2
abuse.
is the
I
answer
got
correct.
secrets that
We have to remove just the duplicate. So we have to count how many duplicate numbers do we have over here. Uh, how can we do this? Let me think.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that
Madhu,
nobody,
have you slept?
nobody knows.
Um, okay, I understand. Yes, I can make out. Thank you for telling. But sleep if you want to. I'll use a moment.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows. I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
Back again. Uh, so let's write a code for this. We'll get on to the next question. Last question is also interesting, but uh, we'll first do this one and we'll get on to that one. So hmm, I'll write the what was the next question? Last question. Did I say next question? I meant last question. No, I meant, no, I meant last question. So for this question, what do we know? We have an array and we have to just simply remove the duplicate elements. So how do we do that? For such questions, don't have to remove duplicate. See, this is one question. See, duplicate removal is one question, and counting duplicate is another question. We have to count duplicates. How do we do it? How do we do it? So elements which have frequency 2. This is uh, an easier way to think about it. Elements who have a frequency 2. How do we do that? Simple answer, hash map. If not hash map, then what? So first approach that is coming to me is intuitively hash map. Okay, so we count this is the first approach. And what is another, if there is any easier or not so optimal way of doing it? Yes, yes, there is. Okay, so we have to count the duplicates, no? So one for loop that will run till the end of the array. uh, or what if we sort the array? If we sort the array, and then it becomes easier, right? No, why do we have to think about sorting? So first loop runs from till n 0 to n. Okay, and the next loop runs from, and not n minus 1. The first loop runs from 0 to n minus 1, and the second loop runs from I plus 1. Okay, so this is I plus 1 to n finally. So how do we count? For every element we have to look into the array. If we have multiple counts of that number, how many students do we have to remove? Correct. So even if we have three same elements, then we'll remove two. If we have four, then we'll remove three. So we have to count the duplicates, right? So we'll write the condition if array of I, if the element in hand is equal to any element array dot, let's say this is j, then we increase count plus plus. What will this count have in such a scenario? uh, if we take 10, okay, let's change the color very quickly. We have 10, 20, 10, 20, 10. Okay, let's take this example. Now ideally we must how many students do we have to remove? Just to keep the equality, we have to remove 1 2 3. Okay, so we'll be left with two students that are 10 and 20, correct? If this is what the question is asking, uh, then only we are making the right solution, because according to this, to maintain the equality, we have two students left in the class, so we count. Okay, but what about the counted elements? What about the counted elements? For such questions, we can flag the counted elements, we can give them, allot them negative values. Okay, arr j then equals to, then becomes, let's say, -1. Okay, assuming that we have only positive values in the array, we say minus ones.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that
So
nobody
whenever the
knows.
value is going to be -1, we'll not run, we'll continue. So we don't run simply, correct? Correct. So we add a condition, and array of I
I'm
must not
fucked
be
up, I'm
-1.
black and blue. I'm built
Correct. So
for
this is the condition
all
that we
the
add. So
abuse. I
what
got
happens when we come
secrets
on an
that
okay, so we'll take this array
nobody,
as an example and we'll
nobody
experiment on it.
knows.
We take count is always equals to 1. Okay. Oh, sorry. The count is always equals to 0, because here we are counting the students. We have to remove the duplicates we are counting. Okay. So count plus plus, correct? So first of all, we have 10. I is equals to 10. Then j is equals to, first of all, 20. Then we have 10, and then j is equals to 10. This 10 is then converted to, and count is now 0, and now count is 1, and this has turned to -1 now. Then coming to 20, I is equals to, oh sorry, now 10, here also 10, we are having 10, 10, and then j is equals to 20, 20, so count is 1 only. Okay, and again we have 10 here and 10 here. 10 is increases the count to 2, and then we make -1. What happens now? Then we are left, we have got this, and we are left with 20. 20 minus 1, nope. 20, yes. Now we have minus 1, correct? Minus 1, and the count remains 2. 20, and then we have 20. 20 is converted to minus 1, and then count has become 3. Count becomes 3. Then we have minus 1. Okay, so they doesn't run and the count remains 3. Then again the count is 1, and does it return and the count is 3. Then again we have count as 1, this doesn't run, and we have count as 3. J is actually, what happens to J at this moment? Then it becomes minus 1. Okay, J is actually minus 1, but the count doesn't increase. Okay, so there it cannot be possible that J does not have any value. Definitely J increases its value, but I, or array of J, is equals to minus 1. So for minus 1 we are not counting the value, and a array of I doesn't have to be minus 1. Okay, so this is the logic. Let's write the code for it. I think so. This is the brute force approach. This is not the optimum approach. And how come do we do it with hash map? We'll do it with hash map also. We'll do first. We'll quickly write this code, and we'll do it with hash map also. Okay, hash map makes things a lot easier, and I love to write hash map codes. So we'll do that also. So let's remove this, and then what do we do? Okay, so for this file moment, let's quickly comment these out, and manually write an array. Int array is equal to for this problem I would have made our dear near poha. Okay, so I am writing something in chat section for you. I think that you might want to see it. Count if what was the question? Just quickly. Task is to remove the students. Okay. Your task is to find the number of students you need to remove to maintain equality. Hmm. Guys, give me a moment. I have something to talk about.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
Back onto the drill now. Okay, so we have to count the minimum number of student. Okay, has it given the name of the function? Nope. Remove student remove count, something like this. Remove std and yes, remove students. Okay, so end of the array we are taking out, and then what should we give? 10, 20, 10, 20, 10. Correct. Then now quickly write the solutions. Okay, so count is, we'll declare a count. Okay, int count is equals to 0, and then for loop int I is equals to 0 from I is less than len minus 1 it will run, and I plus plus, correct. And then quickly another loop for int j is equals to I plus 1 j, always runs till n length j plus plus. And then we have a situation if arri is uh, if arri is equals to arrj, then and the condition is arri must not be equal to -1. We are flagging the numbers as -1 in our case. uh, if it is -1, we are not running it. So what do we do? First of all, we'll count. Okay, so first of all we'll count, and then increase the count, and then we arr uh, j, we are turning it to -1. So we are flagging it basically. So do we, so for uh, in order to get the correct count. Okay, tr return count. Okay, return count, I think 3 will be the answer for this one. It turns out that we are returning inside for, that is a big error. Remove through is 3. Okay, now in this also 3 must be the answer. Now in this 4 must be the answer. Correct. And let's keep it 20 over here. Now 5 must be the answer. Correct. Perfect. Okay, so we paste the solution over here. Okay, and now we remove, now we do it with hash map very quickly. So we have an array at hand, and we have just simply have to count the frequency of the elements. By this we can revise hash map. Remove this. I'll think from scratch. So we have the length of array, and we have to save it in hash map. Okay, so we'll create hash map, has hash map, and then first of all integer, and then again integer, and then we write it, name it as map, and then new hash map. uh, uh, okay, we have created our hash map. Okay, so we are going to run the loop that is very much needed. Int I is equals to 0. I is less than len minus 1. I is I plus plus, and then again another for loop. Int j is equals to I plus 1. J is less than len. J is plus plus, and here comes our hash map. If arri is double equal to arrj, then we put the value in hash map. Map dot put. So it is about seeing the elements. Okay, so we iterate through every element, so we are seeing the first element. Okay, now we are comparing it to the first second element. If so, we run one loop. So we run one loop in hash map, correct? Correct, Shashank. If arri is uh, if arri, nope, we write map dot key contains what? arri. If no, if not key contains arri, then we put ale, arri. Okay, so in hashmap we run loop like int ele arr. Okay, this is a better way. So this is how we are writing it, like, oops, good. I'm trying to write like this. Now ele, then what? If arr, if element is not in hashmap, contains ele. Again, else what? Else if it is it is there. Then what happens? Then we are simply map dot uh, map dot get ele
I'm fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
is this how we increase the value in hash map? Now after the for loop. Yes, after the for loop. For where let's keep it simple int mm, mm, now I'm liking my solution. Yeah, slowly there are going to be many mistakes. Return count, where is count? Count is basically int count.
I'm fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built
If
for all
somehow
the
it is
abuse.
not
I
going to
got
throw an error, it's going to be
secrets
a wonder.
that nobody
Yes, it throws many errors
knows.
expected. Identifier expected. I'm running count over here. Oh, count is written over here. This is for the for loop, correct? This is for this for loop. Now we are again declaring it. Why do we have to declare it? Return count. Now we are returning count outside. Okay,
I'm
we are
fucked
returning
up.
count at the wrong
I'm
place.
black and blue. I'm built for all
Mm,
the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
hash map. Do we have to import hash map? Let's quickly go through the code of the hash map that we have written earlier. Uh, it's kind of demotivating, but no worries. Um, Brute force prove. Okay, this is the hash map one. Integer. Key contains key. Okay, so I have written it. Opposite uh, contains key is the right one. And then map dot or not get. Oh wow, I have written it super duper correctly. Mat dot put correct for hash map. Uh, there are two ways of writing one thing. Printing the hash map. Key contains this key and then key set. Have I written key set? Have I written key set? Perfect, Shashank. I'm proud of myself. Key set. Okay, so key set. Yes, perfect. The system order printer ln key set map dot get key. Map dot get key. That will give the key, no? So it will get the value of the key. It will get the value of the key. So this is what we need. We are actually needing the value of the key. Okay, so perfect contains key. It is just that I've written this differently. Contains key.
Fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built
My
for
God.
the abuse. I got secrets
Uh, 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 uh,
nobody knows.
how many students? Okay, so we are definitely getting the wrong answer. How come wrong? We have to remove this. One, two, three, four, five. Five. You must get five as the answer.
I'm
My
fucked
bad.
up.
Now we'll get five as the
Black
answer.
and blue. I'm built
How come
for
four now?
the abuse. I got
One, two, three,
secrets
four,
that
five. Five must be the
nobody,
answer.
nobody knows.
Uh, we are increasing the value of ELE every time, and then key dot math. If the value is greater than 1, the logic is also correct. How are we getting 4 students then? Let's debug it ourselves. I'll not use the GPT. 4 must be the answer. Why is it not giving 4? We don't need this. Count is equals to 1. Okay, understood. Hash map. We have hash map here, perfectly written. Element, perfect number of element. We are just doing this. You can run this. So this is telling us. So what if we want to print the hash map? Let's print the hash map. System.out.print print ln. What are we printing? Mm, uh, so key and then plus and then inverted commas and then this and then plus and then key and then map dot get key. So we'll be able to visualize our hash map. 20R3. Okay, so our logic is wrong. This is counting perfectly.
I'm fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
So our question basically was, how many distinct students do we have? Minus the total number of students. If we simply do this distinct and minus total, then also we'll get the solution. We would have not done this best then. So our so our syntax is right, but our logic with the hash math approach is not right. What do we do now?
Nobody knows.
Is there any function in hash map in Java to see how many key value pairs do we have? So mp.size. Okay, let's see. Interesting new thing not learned. As well as the assistant or friend hash map uh, slash dis understand clearly and elements have not uh, uh, why has it given three? Okay, so it's because of this. So the size of hash map is 3. So if we were to use the hash maps only, then what
I'm fucked up.
what we should
I'm
have done?
black and blue.
We would have counted the total elements that are 1 2
All
3
the
4 5
abuse. I got
6
secrets
7 8
that
8 minus 3 we would have done, and we have got 4 as the answer. Total elements simply, and the size of hash map. Distinct elements. Uh, Correct? Yes. Correct. Yes. I have to be a bit fast. Okay, so correct. We are thinking correctly. Total number of elements. We can simply count the length. We have the length, and we can count the distance. Map dot size after this. Okay. Map dot size and map dot size minus the total number of elements. We would have simply got the answer. Uh, have we total any strength minus distinct students is equals to students need to be removed. Correct. So count std remove count of students to remove is equals to length minus map dot si zd. Simple. Now we'll return this. Control V. Now we are going to have exactly the right answer, the most test rightest answer. 5. Perfect. Perfect answer. Control. Now we'll write even better answer. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Let's write even better answer. Uh,
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows,
hash
nobody
map way.
knows.
How can we write an even better answer? Yeah, with the brute force approach. How would I have we written? So total strength minus distinct. So how do we count the distinct? Always with a hash map we can count distinct elements. Okay. If not with a hash map, then how? Simply I would have run a loop and would have used uh, an array, a boolean array that is used for Shashank, that is used for uh, strings and characters, not for numerics. So what would I have done? Then in such a case I would have again I would have utilized hash map, but in a very cool manner. I would have taken hash map to a whole different level. Let's do it with that approach. Hash map, and we have a boolean. Correct? New hash map. Correct. So we are running it through. We are having the entire loop. I'll, I'll remove the condition. This also needs to be removed. So what do we have? We have a hash map.
I'm
If
fucked up, I'm
the
black and
element
blue, I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that
if
nobody
element
knows.
is equal to seen, right? We have to do that seen thing over here. If it is seen, So we have, let's create a hash map scene. Okay, scene, correct. We have scene is the name of the hash map.
I'm fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
Correct. This is what my hash map must look like. If scene doesn't have this element, then what it must do? Simply answer this. If we haven't seen this element yearly, then we must do scene dot put yearly
I'm fucked up.
and
I'm black
true.
and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets
We don't even
that
want this. Simply integer hash map. If contains yearly, put yearly. Okay. Else, if we else we would have count. Count is initially 0. Count is then 0. अगर उसके अंदर, अगर इसको हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करें, अगर हमने अगर एलिमेंट एरे के अंदर है, अगर एलिमेंट हम लोग देख चुके हैं, अगर हमने नहीं देखा एलिमेंट, शुरुआत में 10 हमने नहीं देखा, तो फिर तो काउंट प्लस प्लस हो जाए। ओके, अगर नहीं देखा तो सॉरी, तो अगर नहीं देखा तो फिर हमें सीन के अंदर यस कर देना है, तो सीन के अंदर पुट कर देना है हमको, और काउंट को प्लस प्लस कर देना है। एल्स कुछ भी नहीं करना ना हमको। Wow, I have discovered a new shortcut. Oh, yeah. Wait, guys.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows. I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
So my only supporter has gone, and I'm not feeling well, but still we have to do this question. I don't know why it is throwing this hell of an error. Well, you are free to go because it's too late, I understand. Um, can't put see.
I'm
Okay,
fucked up,
thank
I'm
you.
black and blue.
Cin dot contains key,
All the
which is
abuse. I got
Cin
secrets
dot contains
that
key, that is element over here, and Cin dot put element again. Why is it returning this error? Hash map dot hash map required to uh,
I'm fucked up,
mm,
I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got
what should I do in such a
secrets
case? Let's ask our
that
friend GPT, and I think it will be help. It will be able to answer us better. Yeah, there's a problem with hash map. That is definitely we are making that out. Key value type. Okay, so ultimately we were uh, equals to true C and set dot add element return element set or size. If we best in our case set is equals to this. Okay, so hash set. Okay, so hash map is by default invalid in our case. Hash set would have worked perfectly. And even if we are using hash map, then the most then the perfect way of doing it is we must have a boolean over here, right? And then it will work correctly. Then you are true correct, and I think this will work now. Correct. 5. So this is one way of doing it. Another would be to use hash set. I want to learn about hash set, so this is another way. So I am happy. Let's paste this code. uh, let's paste this code, and we paste this line, removing the top two lines, removing the top two lines. Jam.
I'm fucked
Okay,
up,
just
I'm
the two
black
lines,
and blue,
just the two lines.
I'm built for it, I'll be
Perfect.
abused. I got
Hash map
secrets
way
that nobody,
better
nobody, nobody knows.
sound, and then hash set away. What does hash set do? So in my case, it says that hash set would have done a better job. So let's see. Hash set, hash set.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and
I'll take a
blue,
moment.
I'm built for it, I'll be abused. I got secrets that nobody, nobody, nobody knows.
Back now. Hash set, it says, would have worked perfectly. then we would have used get in such a case. Oh, sorry. uh,
I'm fucked up,
See
I'm black
how
and
easy it is
blue.
with hash set.
I'm built
Hash set,
for it.
yes.
I'll be abused. I got secrets that nobody, nobody,
No,
nobody knows.
uh, no logic, no nothings. How simple is it? So we'll do it with hash set, simply adding the values. There will be three values. We'll simply calculate the size of that set, and we have to minus it. How simple. We don't have we don't even have to write a condition, not even one condition.
I'm
Set
fucked up,
minus
I'm black and blue.
set
I'm
hash set
built for it.
set
I'll
dot
be
add,
abused. I
and we
got
simply add the
secrets
value, that is
that nobody,
yelly,
nobody, nobody
and we simply do
knows.
set dot size, and that gives us the perfect answer, that is 5. Wow, it it is magic. Simple magic. So we have learned a lot of things today, including two functions of map, that are set and hash set. We have learned set add, and map dot size or hash map size. Dot size is another function that was new to us.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for it. I'll be abused. I got secrets that nobody, nobody, nobody knows.
Should we start with SQL now?
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for it. I'll
Start
be
quiz 15 minutes. Where were we? We were here. Yeah, SQL mock. Where is it? SQL mock previous year coding. Okay, coding questions. SQL mock one. Here we are. Thank you for all the cheering. Please take some rest. Uh, okay. So can we assume that we have done four questions so far? So we'll write four over here just to feel good, and we'll update the value later. Even though we have written three questions and discussed two, so this counts four, but still, uh, we'll write four. Now we have, let's practice SQL. It is getting, although it has been quite an interesting uh, journey so far, solving uh, coding questions, but let's start with SQL. Okay, so this is a proper test of SQL. Great. Okay, so we have sub queries here. Retrieve all the products priced above the average. Perfect. So yes, we have a timer running.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built
Uh,
for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody
so if you have a timer running, please run this
knows.
time. And no text also. This is making things difficult for us. Hmm, I leave.
I'm fucked up,
Oops,
I'm
oops,
black
oops.
and blue, I'm built for all the abuse.
So
I
what
got
can we do? Can we,
secrets that
should we do like this,
nobody knows.
or shall we open up? Yes, this would be fine. Let's open SQL section, SQL questions, and let's close this, and we'll use some empty space over here. Over where? Let's use the empty space over here to solve the questions. Okay, so oops. Okay, okay, read the chat. Okay, okay, viewer, good night. to all the products priced above the average price. All the products that are above the average price. I'll write the query. Okay, this makes more sense because simply seeing the solution won't help me very much. So SELECT select all the products which are above average price. So pro, pro product name. So we have product name uh, and average price, correct? So we have to the product name. We don't have to write anything else. Product name from definitely PRDU products
I'm fucked up,
GROUP
I'm
group by what?
I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody
Group by
knows.
group by category. Group by product name. Let's see how bad are we at doing these questions. Having
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
average price. So this is, I would rate myself 1 out of 100 because this is poop show. So there needs to be a subquery. This is what I am assuming right now because I must accept that I saw a bit of the solution. So what to do now? How do I take out the average? How do I take out the average price? So I do SELECT select AVG from of what? Select average price. No, PRICE from, we are talking from product table, products table I mean, and from average price group by what? Group by product name. Group by product name having AVG. No, I don't think we have to write having. So this is how we are getting the average stock price. Uh, average stock average product price. Okay, so we have this. Now group by having where, we can simply write where now. Where
I'm
PRICE
fucked up, I'm black and
price
blue.
is greater
I'm
than
built for all
what?
the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
Now I think I have reached somewhere. Select star product retrieve all products. So they haven't said that we have to retrieve only the product name. They said retrieve all the products, not any. Retrieve all the products which are mentioned. So this is we have in our solution.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
From products where price is greater than, select average price from products. No group by anywhere. So I'm such a fool doing group by even when it is not needed. So select star from products where price is greater than, select average price from products. So B is the answer. Save and next. On to the next one. Display product furnitures ordered by price descending. Display products in the furniture category ordered by.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got
Select
secrets
star from products
that
where, okay, I'll do it.
nobody
We have to current display ordered by price. Okay, simply CLEC select.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
No, I'm simply just picking the right option. It seems correct now. Just picking the right option rather than writing. Show product whose name contain. If there is some question which requires us to write a subquery or do group by that, I'll write. For the simpler queries, it's rather better to select from the options. It is saying show the product whose name contains the word table. simply this can be the answer. A or D can be the answer. Like is the correct word. Rare name is equals to like your product like. Oh no, not submit. We don't have to submit. Save and next. Show the products with prices within 20% of the maximum price. Within 20%. Paisa. Show products with the prices within. I'll write this one. I want this to collapse. Show. No, so this can't be collapsed. Show products with prices within 20% of. Within 20% of maximum prices. What does it mean? Show products. Star from product where prices are within 20% of the max price. Where 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 price is within 20% of the maximum price.
I'm
Is
fucked
within.
up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows. I'm fucked up, I'm black and
I'll be right
blue.
back.